Sushi Jackknife. 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 Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
If I wear my sunglasses every time we do this, does it make me look like a dick?
I mean, not more than usual.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I guess.
That's the best way to reassure someone with a statement that makes them question their very being.
Yeah. That's true, Nathan.
Yeah. Like I didn't say that you always look like a dick.
Right.
I just said that you look exactly the same amount of dickish that you typically do.
As norm.
Yeah.
Well, I can I like dimness generally, not in people. Well, sometimes they're easy to exploit if they're a bit dim. But in terms of environment, and we have is it a southern facing wall where you always get a lot of sun? I think so.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Sure. My wife loves it for the plants because we get a ton of sun, which despite the fact that it was 18 degrees outside yesterday, it felt plenty warm and toasty inside here with the air set to like 68. So
right.
And it also means that there's like a glare coming at me. So I like, I like to bring it down a little bit. Maybe I got a little sensory thing going on. I don't know, but the sunglasses make me feel calmer, more relaxed.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty typical thing for most people, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason you don't hear people feel very comfortable in like, brightly lit doctor's offices.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Like therapists, they keep the lamp business and they keep it going.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what I like. I like a dim, and I lived, working in the back of the Schlotzskys all those years. It was dark back there. And so now I just all this light and brightness. I don't take to it. I'm a cave person, man.
Yeah, it's I have a light sensitivity. Like my eyes don't do well with really bright lights.
Is that right?
So yeah, I mean, like it's not a diagnosed thing, but like I see spots if I have like bright light in front of my eyes for too long. So I've got my indirect light over here that's very dim. And then there is a light right here. My hand is in front of it.
Yeah.
That is brighter, but not that bright. And that's how I'm going to handle it. I can't do like you can't see it, but you've been back here in this room over here. I have an lamp, or not a lamp, a fan with lights up here in the middle. That light never comes out. Yes. I never use that light.
I'm the same way. My overhead's like never. We have these kitchen lights. I've sort of moved the recording operation to the kitchen. And that's why you don't see any fun stuff behind me, but whatever. So there's these kitchen lights like right above me, and they're pretty bright. We have overheads that we honest to God never turn those on ever.
Yeah. I mean, I've got our light in our kitchen that's over our table.
Yeah.
And we've removed 2 of the 4 bulbs.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it.
It was blinding when I turned it on the first time. Oh boy. It was very bad.
Totally. Yeah, I hear that. So
anyway. So yeah, you look exactly as much like a dick as you did before the sunglasses.
Cool. So. And they're like mirrored, so I see us reflected in them. There's like that infinity thing going on ever so slightly. So
now fun. You do have to be careful with that though, because if you start Googling things that you don't want people to see while we're recording, we're all going to know about your various fetishes. So,
well, sure, yeah, and
you don't want that. That's no good.
it'll take a while to get through all of them. So,
You'll still have some tucked away. We won't know.
How many can you have before it's there aren't fetishes anymore? It's just like something's up with you.
Oh, that's a good question. What would be the limit of fetishes?
Nathan froze.
You froze too.
And you're back.
And I'm back. There we go. Yeah, both of us were completely frozen. I was frozen for you. You were frozen for me.
Their thing is like,
yeah.
Yep. Their thing is sucking wind, dude.
Yeah, I don't. Do we say while we're recording anything about who it is?
I didn't hear about half of that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let's just treat it like not a new beginning of the show, but like a new topic.
Yeah.
I don't know where we.
I don't know what we were talking about. So.
Yeah. Me neither.
What you have?
Well, I found at least one thing I like about this area. Can I tell you that?
Yeah.
You know that? It's this. It's is it Narragansett? Is that how you say that?
That looks like how you would say it.
I think you and I each had one of these with a chaser at that bar we like. I think this is
I remember that. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Is that local?
Kinda. It's like regional. It's sort of like
Okay.
Like I've definitely seen it in Tennessee, other places, but like it's from Rhode Island originally, but I think it's brewed in like New York, but you can get it all around this area. And it's pretty good. It's the official beer of the Clam.
Of the clan?
The Clam. That would be different.
I mean, I don't know that I'd broadcast that if it were true.
And it says, "Hi, neighbor." Yeah.
Imagine leaning into that as a marketing strategy.
Oh boy.
Like, hey, if it's good enough for the clan, trust us, you'll like it. It's not offensive at all. So
isn't that KFC's marketing strategy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Not to be a jerk, I like KFC.
The official beer of the Clam.
Yes, the Clam. Yes.
Like the creature.
Like the one that
lives in the ocean.
That one. Yeah.
Has an official beverage.
Correct. Yeah. They're just swimming.
But the Clam doesn't drink that.
Swimming in Narragansett over there. Yeah.
I don't feel like that can be true at all.
The last pack of this I got, and they're all tall boys too, which I like. These are all, is this a pint? Yeah. 16 ounces.
Yeah.
The last pack I got actually had a recipe on it for like that full, like, clam bake. Is it bake? No, like what do they call that? With the corn and the potatoes and the.
Oh, clam chowder?
No, like the big pot with all the seafood, and then there's corn and potatoes.
Clam boil.
Clam boil. Yeah. Yeah.
I assume that's what it's called. I know
Sure.
that it's like a shrimp boil and things like that.
Right.
They have in Louisiana. They have the crawfish boils.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
By the way, while we're on the subject here, crawfish, can we agree kind of overrated? They're a lot of work.
They're a lot of work.
Not very much payoff.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reason people eat them originally is because that's what was there.
Right.
It was readily available.
you don't have to keep doing it. It's a lot of work.
No.
They taste good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, we used to catch them. We called them Crawdads. where I grew up, and they lived in the river. And they'd be anywhere from like that, like an inch to like several inches long. And the game was really just to catch them. We didn't even necessarily eat them. We would
Yeah.
just catch them and then put them in a bucket and then let them back out. It was,
Well, at least you let them back out.
yeah, we didn't just let them die in the bucket. It was,
We caught them. We left them in the bucket. Eventually, the water was gone. They're dead. It's fun.
End of story. We
Boys will be boys, you know?
Right. I don't know if I ever told this story on the show, but when I was about 8 or 9, we had a fish tank, and someone thought it would be a good idea to not only have the fish in there, but we put a crawdad in there. And
Uh-huh.
and
Go on.
this is at a period of time where we lived at my grandma's house, and I had this room I was living in, and this thing, man, it escaped. It crawled out at night. It got out of the tank, and the only reason we knew is because we looked down the hall, and there was like a streak of water going down the hall, and like as far as anyone knew, it left. It did not come back.
That's how bad that situation was. It was like, I'll
Yeah.
figure out what I'm doing afterwards. I know there's no water nearby, but
Actually,
we'll give it a shot.
my grandma lived on a lake, so there you go.
There you go.
So it was probably fine. Yeah.
Maybe crawdads are like dogs.
Yeah.
Where they have a natural homing sense.
Oh yeah.
And can always find their way back home. Maybe there are stories about crawdads traveling thousands of miles to get back home.
It's a real like Milo and Otis the Crawdad situation.
A Homeward Bound movie, but it's just crawdads. I like this.
And they're trying to escape from like a raging Cajun who just wants to cook them.
Exactly. You don't. The best part about that is writing the movie script. You don't have to write any dialogue for the Cajun because they can just the Cajun can just go and that's good.
No lines.
That's all anyone knows. Yeah.
Yeah. I like this.
I had a weird seafood food this last weekend.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so near where you used to live, perhaps you remember this place. There was what used to be a Russian and Eastern European market.
Oh, did that close?
No, it's still there.
Oh, okay.
But when the war started, they were like, "Oh, we for sure have to get the word Russian off of this sign."
Right.
And so someone climbed up there with blue and yellow duct tape and just taped the Ukrainian colors over the word Russian on their sign. So now it just says long blue and yellow lines, Eastern European market.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, anyway, so we wandered in there because we were over at the UPS store that's right nearby. And I got a bag of what I thought were chips. But they were clam flavored.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So get in the car, open it up. It's really the best way I can describe it is like thin strips of crouton that are clam flavored. Europe's weird, man.
That's strange.
It's a weird place. So their snacks are just like they have a snack that is a bag of thin stripped croutons with clam flavoring on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're fine. They're weird. This is the same place that if anyone has ever been to the World of Coca-Cola.
Oh yes.
In Atlanta, this is the region that provided us Beverly.
Oh yes, Beverly.
Everyone's favorite completely undrinkable beverage. It tastes like earwax. That's all I could think of while I was tasting it is that tastes like earwax. I don't know why.
I told you when we went to Disney World that we went to this like Coke place at the Disney Mall thing. It
Mm-hmm.
was like a it was like a you it was a not a restaurant. It was like a I don't know, it was more like a glorified soda fountain kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And you could try the ones from they didn't have all of the ones from around the world, but they had a bunch. And they also had like soda cocktails, mocktails, and there was one called Beverly's Revenge, which I thought was pretty clever.
Did you try it?
No, we did try the ones from around the world. So I had Beverly again not too long
And
ago.
it tasted like earwax, right?
Uh Better than I remembered though.
It's the only thing I can think of for Beverly's Revenge is it's just a glass of Beverly, but they
Yeah.
spike it with a laxative. That's all I can figure out.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's bad. So anyway, if you need a snack, probably Eastern Europe's not the place to turn.
Noted.
Anyway. So there we go.
I can't even I'm not even sure I've ever had a clam, to
You've
be
never had
honest.
clam?
I don't know that I have. I can't figure out if like I can't eat like certain seafood critters. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure if a clam would fall into that or not, and I've never cared enough to try.
What
So
is it? Is it just a general shellfish allergy?
yeah, shrimp, crab, lobster, can't really eat it. I
Hmm.
mean, I can eat a little bit, but then, it's, things happen that are unpleasant.
Let's see. Um, let's see. Yeah, no, crab is in the list. You can't have crab.
No,
No crab.
definitely not. Okay,
You
yeah,
can't have shrimp, crab, lobster, squid, it says, which surprises me.
I've had squid and I was fine.
It says you're not supposed to.
I had
That's what the Mayo Clinic says. Don't argue with the Mayo Clinic.
I would never argue with that mayonnaise clinic.
Yeah. Scallops, have you had scallops? Can't have those.
No, because I knew they were shellfish. Yeah.
And snails. You aren't supposed to eat snails.
Oh, well, I wasn't getting into it anyway. So I probably could eat clams. That's what you're saying.
It says not to.
Oh, don't eat clams. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an example of a shellfish.
Oh, dang. All right. Well, there you go. That's why I haven't had a clam. What about a
Just
mussel? Can I eat a mussel?
let's see. Does
Because
it say anything
those
about?
look good. Those do look
Yeah,
good.
it basically says any crustacean or mollusk.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So
So that's why the snails. No snails.
yeah. Oh, it says you're not supposed to eat crayfish either.
Well, whoops.
So they're safe.
What about octopus, calamari?
It's on there. It's a mollusk.
Jeez.
Don't eat it.
I ate it before. I was fine.
It says not to.
Okay.
Why are you arguing with the doctors?
Why do I insist on
Do you want me? I can book you an appointment and you can talk to them about whether you're going to die from the time you ate the crawfish.
Get me the Mayo Clinic.
What? Oh, okay. Here's some advice for you.
All
Okay,
right.
are you ready?
I'm ready.
When you're dining out, be cautious. Always check to make sure that the pan, oil, or utensils used for shellfish aren't also used to prepare other food. Okay.
Oh.
Do you do that every time you go to a restaurant?
No, I don't do that. It's not like an extreme allergy though.
Ooh, yeah, but
Like
it's what the Mayo Clinic says to do. So,
I and for a while, now this is not true. Any children who are listening. um it's not true. But for a while I thought if I had alcohol along with the shellfish that I would be fine, which it does not hold water at
why did
all.
you think that?
I think because I had had a couple of beers and I was eating shrimp and I was like, I don't feel anything because I
Uh-huh.
had a couple of beers,
Right.
but then yeah,
That
yeah.
makes sense. Uh,
It's like
okay.
it's a throat itch, it's like an itchy
Yeah.
throat thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what but then again, I haven't had the lobster and stuff, so I don't know. Maybe it's like way worse.
Yeah. Do you read labels to make sure there wasn't cross-contamination?
No, no, because I can eat like
All right.
4 or 5
Nope.
shrimp and I'm fine.
0
It's
for
like
2.
the
0
all
for
right.
2. You need to completely avoid places where shellfish are prepared or processed. Some
Wow.
people react after touching shellfish or inhaling steam from cooking shellfish.
Oh,
Do
man.
you
I
avoid all
should
those places?
Well, the only thing I've been doing is taking, like, shrimp shells and rubbing them in my eyes, you know?
Well, that's
It just
kinda like getting immunized, right? If you
That's what I
rub
was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, if you rub shrimp on your person, then eventually you can eat them, and it's fine.
Yeah, just rubbing shrimp
Science.
on my balls. Just rubbing shrimp on my balls. That's what I was
That's one of
thinking.
those things that if you watch in this episode, anyone watching the video, you can see Justin Googling this specific thing on Pornhub in the reflection in his glasses.
Okay, here we go. Don't hit screen share. Whoops. Um, There's been a lot of talk tonight about these kinds of things. I mean, the glasses, the incognito mode, all sorts of things going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the incognito mode, that was just an infuriating thing I had to use. It wasn't
Oh, that's right. That wasn't a source of
to
fun.
hide anything. It
I'm
was to
going
hide
incognito.
the fact that the unnamed website that we're using to record this podcast wasn't working. It stopped working while I was saying that.
More freezing.
Are you back?
I'm back. I missed a joke or something, I think.
No, here is exactly what happened. I was explaining why I was talking about using incognito mode, which was because the service that we are using to record this podcast this last week has sucked.
Yeah.
Sucked butt. The full butt.
That's right.
And as I was saying it, the service stopped working and cut us off for a minute.
So it's ironic is what you're saying. There's some
It's ironic or it's on purpose. I don't know which one.
Podcastle,
But
if you're listening right now.
yeah, it's just send us a sign if you're listening right now. Send us a sign where you show everything working more appropriately.
For the next, 35 minutes or so would be awesome.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. We don't know how long we need to record anymore because we've had so many stops that we
got no idea.
We don't know what to do. By the way, Podcastle, just for the listening audience, Podcastle is the thing we've been paying for to be able to record remotely like this with video. And we've had our issues. I mean, it works. When it works great, it works great. But we've had our issues. It's also, what, $15 roughly a month? Something like that. And Nathan is frozen again. And he might be back.
I was hearing you and watching your face not move. Yeah, it's about $15 a month.
About $15 a month. So as we're hustling you all for money, it's because of them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think we much, we went for a long period without any costs whatsoever other than our time. We found a way to host for free, and we had a free way to record because we were in the same room, but anymore.
Yeah. That doesn't happen. So give us your dimes.
Yes, throw us your shekels and we'll give them to Podcastle to work sometimes.
Yeah. Maybe someday they'll get this whole thing figured out. Yeah, I was telling you the incognito mode. This is the weirdest issue I've ever had with any sort of website. I went to go sign in, and unless I was in incognito mode, the page just didn't work. Like none of the buttons would work. Nothing worked.
You couldn't click on anything.
Couldn't click on a single thing. Which I don't know. Maybe that's not them. Maybe that's Microsoft. Who knows whose fault it is? But I I don't know that technology's good. I'm not sure I like technology anymore. You're frozen again. Yeah. Yep. They don't want me to talk about it.
Oh God, it's terrible. And it froze on your face in the look of like disappointment.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's what I expect. I'm done talking. I'm done talking about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Podcastle overlords.
Yeah. If you're listening, leave us alone. All right. Quit listening. Fine. I'll take off the sunglasses. All right. Jeez.
Are you going blind now?
It's pretty bright. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is it just the computer screen that's bright? Do you have something else nearby that's bright?
No, it's the light source, and I mean it gets dark at like 4:30 right now. So I mean it's probably the same for you though, right? It's getting dark early.
That's the time of year it is. It's
Right.
It's the time for me to be depressed and hate everything for about a month and a half, and then we'll be good.
Yeah, you get used to it after a while. But yeah, no, it's just the lights that are right above me, and I've just had enough. Because I'm not using the ring over here. That's one reason I'm sitting here is I don't want to use the stupid ring right now. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
Do you hate the ring light?
I do.
Does the ring light make you unhappy as a human?
It does. I don't like it. Yeah, it's true.
Okay. I have nothing to follow up with that on. I was just curious.
Just curious. Just an informal poll.
Yeah. I have no ill will towards the ring light. I don't. It's fine. It's just there anyway. Let's see. So we've talked about Eastern Europe and their terrible snacks.
Yes.
We've talked about how you're going to die of a shellfish allergy. Because you won't listen to the doctors.
Right. Well, obviously not. Yeah.
You haven't gone to medical school. You don't know. Just stay away from shellfish. Any
mayonnaise.
Any mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Well, what else? What else is happening?
Let me just say that again, this is Podcastle's fault for us stumbling. We usually don't stumble. We flow from one topic into the next almost seamlessly for 8 years.
It's actually it's a problem. It's a problem that we flow that seamlessly. I don't understand. That's not how things are supposed to work.
No, there's
brain shouldn't work that way.
Yet ours do. Well, I was gonna tell you, if we ran out of material completely, and it sounds like we are only because of Podcastle. We're running out of material. Which I understand there's a teleprompter feature now, and I don't know how this works. I don't know where you'll see this.
Go on.
I'm gonna try something right here and see if you see it. I don't know what this does or how this works. Play. Do you see anything there?
No, I see nothing.
That's just for people to read. Well, I wrote Podcastle sucks, you know what, tonight. And that's all. Yep. All right. So never mind. That feature is not helping us either.
All right. Cool.
But no,
what situation would you need to have a teleprompter on this website?
I honestly don't know. It's strange. Maybe somebody does, but we're not those somebodies. I was gonna tell you, if I can find it, a little bit about the latest Ernest movie I watched.
Yes.
Well, so we're like, we're slouching our way towards Christmas here, and Christmas a couple years ago we did Ernest Saves Christmas, and I think it's a great movie and a fun episode that we did. This year we're going to do a different film. We're going to do Jingle All the Way, which is not an Ernest movie, but we are going to cover it. And Nathan and I have both purchased the novelization of the film, which we intend to read. I've got to start like now, knowing how fast I read. And,
It's for those who would also like to read it. It is 100 and let's see, I gotta get to the end here. 117 pages. So
pure joy.
And it's definitely not a full 117 pages. So you should be able to knock it out fairly quickly.
So my daughter and I have been kind of on a tear of Ernest movies lately. We rewatched Saves Christmas, and then we've watched some of the, I'm going to call them the lesser canon,
Right.
which includes well, last night we watched Ernest Rides Again, which I fell asleep through multiple times, and I can't. I'm not sure I understand the plot, other than like Ernest is friends with a college professor, history professor, who thinks that the crown jewels of England are hidden in this giant cannon, and that all turns out to be true. And there are spies, and there are nefarious business people involved. It's a little convoluted, and I'm not sure I understood it.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
How does Ernest tie into any of that? Aside from just friends with the professor?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He's just there. He finds a piece of material that leads the professor to believe that they found the cannon, which for some reason I missed, contains the crown jewels of England. Night before last we watched what would be the final Ernest movie, Ernest in the Army, which I have to I'll be honest, it's not the best Ernest movie. I think the best Ernest movies are Saves Christmas, Goes to Camp, and Scared Stupid. I would say those are the three best.
Well, yeah, that's the big three. That's
yeah, right.
If you were to give out Oscars, for Ernest movies, those would be the ones who win.
I would agree. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know why you would do that. It's kind of a prestigious award, and you really shouldn't give it to any Ernest movie. But nevertheless,
yeah. But if you're going to give it to one, give it to Saves Christmas.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Ernest in the Army comes out in 98, and I believe Jim Varney dies in 2000, I think.
The movie was that bad? It killed him?
No, I think the years of chain smoking is what killed him.
Because of how bad the movies were, he started chain smoking? Wow.
I'm not sure if he had cancer. I'm pretty sure he had cancer. I didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure he did. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
I don't mean to yawn while I'm talking about someone who I admire, but it's what happened. Podcastle.
He died at age 50 of lung cancer.
There you go. So the smoking.
Leaving 2 posthumous releases.
Oh. Wait.
He was in they're not Ernest movies.
Oh, okay.
He was in a movie called Daddy and Them, written, directed by, and starring Billy Bob Thornton.
Whoa. I've never even heard of this movie.
No. It has Ben Affleck and Andy Griffith in it.
What? This sounds amazing.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh my God. It must be terrible because I've never heard of it.
It has an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. What is happening here?
Oh my God. That sounds like a movie that was made for us. Like,
it actually sounds like it should be good.
It does.
Why?
That cast is incredible.
Walton Goggins is in it. I like Walton Goggins.
Oh yeah, it must be an early role for him because he's all over the place now.
Yeah. I may actually have to find this.
There you go.
Anyway,
there's no. So Ernest in the Army, One quick thing too. We watched Ernest Goes to School a couple weeks ago, which I think is a good one. I think you should watch Ernest Goes to School. It's
I'm
fun.
not going to, but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a fun one. You can find it for free. You can't find Goes to Camp anywhere right now, and I'm wondering if there's like a legal issue or something. But Ernest Goes to School, you can definitely find on Tubi and other places. In that film, in a like probably one of her first roles, is the gal who was on Scrubs, the blonde girl on Scrubs. I
Sarah
don't remember.
Chalk?
Yeah, Sarah Chalk is in that movie.
Okay.
Yep, Sarah Chalk.
Okay.
I knew you would know because you like Scrubs.
Wow. I do
right?
like Scrubs.
Yeah, I do too.
She also was the second Becky on Roseanne. For anyone who watched
Okay.
Roseanne.
There you go.
I didn't watch Roseanne. I just happened to know that.
Yeah.
There's a part of my brain. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I'm going to say it's right here. Well,
left hemisphere.
Yeah, stretching into the right. It's a large portion.
Okay.
That its only role is to store information that literally will never come in handy. It's not even trivia information that would show up at a trivia night.
Okay, yeah.
It's just information. And so that's one of the things that's in that section of my useless brain. I have watched one episode of Roseanne in my life. Didn't really like it, but somehow I know who played the second Becky. Yes, I know the character's name for the show I didn't watch. I don't know why.
So
it makes no sense.
Hey, well, listen, I've got that too, just on different things. But you have an encyclopedic knowledge of certain stuff. It's true.
You mean worthless stuff? You said certain stuff. That was a misspeak.
Trying to be nice over here. He won't let me. So Ernest in the Army opens on Ernest working at a golf course in Valdosta, Georgia.
Okay.
Shout out Valdosta, Georgia. I know where you are. And as he would, I was putting together the pieces of what makes an Ernest movie. Obviously, it has to have Jim Varney in it, right?
Number one.
We always find Ernest working someplace that he's never worked before, doing something with a contraption of some kind that he's come up with.
It always has to be something where he can destroy something in that job.
Exactly. So Ernest in the Army opens with him working at a golf course. And he's devised a way to lay down on this machine that rolls along, and he's got essentially a long stick with a scoop on the end, and he's just flipping golf balls into this machine. So he's basically a human golf ball collector.
That sounds right, yeah.
And he always has a buddy, and we've never had we usually have no context for this buddy except for the movie that we're in. Well, there's Vern. But then there's various other buddies who are on camera. So this buddy is a buddy who happens to be in the Army, who convinces Ernest to go into the reserves.
That's a bad soldier.
Golf plays a big role in this movie because this might precede the film. I'm not sure. There's a scene with a sort of generic Middle Eastern dictator guy, who is president for life of a country.
Hold on, we got to pause here.
All right,
1 to 10. How racist?
Oh, it's pretty racist. It's pretty bad. I mean, the only thing that doesn't make it like completely racist is like the guy is clearly like he's a person of color, but he's not. I don't think he's from the Middle East. I'm just going to say that, Or does that make it worse?
More? I think that may make it more racist. They cast
like
someone who wasn't Middle Eastern to play a very racist Middle Eastern role.
I guess what I'm saying is it wasn't like a white guy trying to be, you know what I mean?
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
So they made a black guy do it.
It's like an 8 out of 10, probably.
Okay.
So
all right.
He's obsessed with golf and has a lot of golf puns and references throughout the film. And of course, these two worlds are going to collide. So eventually Ernest ends up in the desert. Turns out they filmed it, I think, in South Africa. and he has to go up against this President for Life's army. He does push-ups into a jellyfish, and he gets the goo all over his face, and he goes, "Hey," the way he does.
Right.
That's another thing an Ernest movie has to have, is a gross moment like that.
That's true.
He chews a bunch of sticky candy and gets it all over a colonel's face. And the what? And the oh yeah, he also eats the box. That's right, the candy box. Let's see.
Can I tell you what that sounded like real quick?
Yeah.
From off camera and off mic. It sounded like you said he gets chewy candy all over the colonel's face, and someone from behind you went, "And in the butt."
Oh, that would have made the movie better.
That's a different Ernest movie.
He becomes friends with a small orphaned Middle Eastern child.
Okay.
Who happens to share the same name with his army buddy back in Valdosta. Or, we get there through, simplifying the kid's name to Ben.
Right.
And he makes pancakes for the whole regiment, accidentally putting tank patch into the pancakes rather than just flour and such. Yes. There's some great physical acting because the pancakes are really heavy, and so everyone is having to pretend that they're very, very heavy. It's
Right.
pretty. Actually, Ernest in the Army I enjoyed a lot more than Ernest Rides Again, and it's the last one,
Right. Okay, so were we at war with this country before he ended up over there?
I think. Oh, like in the movie?
Yeah.
No, it's kind of happening like concurrently.
How did the reserves end up fighting a brutal Middle Eastern dictator?
Yes.
On their own.
That's a very good question, Nathan. It has something to do with the general who oversees this base in Valdosta, minutes from the golf course, is extremely vain and is always looking for some way to get his name out there.
Oh, that actually sounds like the most realistic thing of any Ernest movie I've ever seen.
You're right. So there you go. That's how.
There would be a general that starts a war just because he wants the notoriety.
Right.
So,
and the colonel turns out, spoilers for Ernest in the Army. The colonel turns out to be in cahoots with the dictator. So that's part of the connection too, somehow in there.
Yeah. That also doesn't. No, I think actually this might have been the most realistic movie with that little tidbit in there. I think all of that could happen.
Yeah. No, I don't think you're wrong. It has some memorable moments, and it has some heart. It's got some heart, this film. So I like it. We haven't seen all of the Ernest movies yet. I still haven't seen Goes to Africa, for obvious reasons.
If you liked our racist dictator, check out Ernest Goes to Africa.
And there's like at least one other. I've seen Goes to Jail, but I haven't seen it in so many years that I don't really remember it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when I was a kid. I definitely saw Scared Stupid and Saves Christmas.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure Rides Again, but I don't remember it. And I know I watched Goes to Jail, and I remember nothing about that movie.
Yeah.
I just remember that it existed, and we had it on VHS. We rented it, and that's it.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. I through this process, a couple other fun things happened. One, I remember that there was a TV show, short run of a TV show called Hey Vern, It's Ernest, where they do a lot of little skits. It's like one of these like madcap 90s TV shows. I think it's supposed to be a kid's show because they're talking about space and stuff. And it's like every second of the show is packed with stuff. I watched like 15 minutes and I thought it had been like 35 minutes had gone by because there's so much packed into
Wow.
it. So many scene changes and little sections and stuff.
I have never heard of this show.
No?
It was a Saturday morning show on CBS.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
That sounds right.
and you still never see Vern.
Right.
So
the other
there we go.
thing is preceding, and this is on Tubi. So I don't know if this is like just part of the transfer or what, but preceding Ernest Rides Again, there is a Mr. Bill cartoon. And so it's
Interesting.
Mr. Bill Goes to Washington. And so I got to educate my child about Mr. Bill in one fell swoop. It was awesome.
I thought you were going to say that since it was He Goes to Washington, you got to educate your child on like the democratic process or no, on Mr. Bill. It's on Mr. Bill.
Yeah, Mr. Bill. Yeah. Yeah.
We have priorities. Mr. Bill is more important than our government. So
everyone needs to know about Mr. Bill. Oh no. Yeah.
That's true.
That's pretty much Mr. Bill, but
I'm actually a little afraid to show my kid Mr. Bill because there's a like 60% chance he'll try to reenact something Mr. Bill did at some point.
Yes.
Not a good idea.
That's fair.
I don't want to have to explain that at the hospital. Like, no, he was building a cannon to shoot himself out of. It's not anything that's that big a deal.
Calm down, everybody.
Everyone survived, I think. It's fine.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was just checking to see if I could purchase Ernest Goes to Camp on DVD or something, and I can pretty easily. Actually, there's a triple feature of Scared Stupid Goes to Jail and Goes to Camp for like $15, and that seems worth it to me.
That's I mean, surely there's an Ernest box set, you would think, right?
I think there actually is. Yeah, I think Mill Creek or somebody put one out, one of those companies. But yeah, there's endless.
Oh yeah, you know what? Box set The Ultimate Ernest. Hold on, it's $10.
What?
It's $10. It's
On
Ernest in
eBay?
the Army. Hey Vern, it's my family album. No, this is on the Walmart website.
What?
Ernest Goes to Africa. Your World as I See It. Ernest Greatest Hits 1 and Ernest Greatest Hits 2. So it's not all the movies, but it's got a bunch of random crap on there.
Wow, that's awesome. Huh.
It's 222 minutes of Ernest.
That's almost all I need. Not
someone should do a study here. They should test a human being, like give them an IQ test, physical test, everything, and then have them sit and watch 222 straight minutes of Ernest, and then give them all the same test again, just to see what happens to the human body being subjected to that much Ernest. Like, you're gonna test lower somewhere. I know you're going to. It's not going to be good.
No, I'm with you. I think so too.
Let's see. This is the essential. No, that's all the same stuff, just in a different movie collection. I want someone to find a box set of all the Ernest movies and send them to Justin. He needs them.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Wow.
Yeah, because I see a lot of 3-movie collections. I see a lot that have a bunch of things that no one asked for. Oh, here we go. If your wife is still looking to get you anything for Christmas, on eBay, the Ernest 14 film collection.
Oh my god, yes.
There's an Ernest triple feature. It doesn't show what's in there. Slam Dunk Ernest.
Yes.
Ernest. Oh, the triple feature is Goes to Camp, Scared Stupid, and Goes to Jail.
Yep. Perfect.
There's Ernest in the Army, Ernest in Africa, Ernest Goes to School, the Ultimate Ernest collection I just mentioned. Hey Vern, it's Ernest. The complete series.
Yes.
All for the low price of $100.
Oh wow, that's actually not bad. That's a lot of stuff.
It really looks like you would get Ernest in the Army about 10 times in this box set, if I'm reading things correctly. It's just someone's personal collection. They just bought all the stuff.
Oh, really? So it's like an unofficial box set, kind of.
Yeah. It's and man, that's what Jen needs to get you for Christmas right there. $100,
cool.
$3 shipping.
Yeah. Come on, Podcastle.
It's what everyone needs.
That does
So
sound
there you go.
fun. I like that. Yeah. So that's what's going on. It's just like this week has been like Thanksgiving. Oh, how was your Thanksgiving? I forgot to ask.
I ate turkey.
Hey.
That's about it.
Okay.
Can we take a second and talk about Thanksgiving in general here?
Of course we can.
I think I've decided this year Thanksgiving is the lamest holiday.
Oh, all right.
So like people focus on food a lot for 4th of July, right? But there's still events.
Yeah.
Christmas, there are events. Even dumb days like Valentine's Day go around an event.
Sure.
Thanksgiving's
naturally.
entire event is we ate some food. Like
That's
the
true.
whole thing.
That's true.
From start to finish, it's
Yeah.
we made a lot of food. Now we sit down and eat the food. Now we have leftovers of the food. And that's the entire holiday.
There's yeah, I know what you're saying. So Thanksgiving used to be my favorite holiday. And this year I bumped it down. The other couple of things I think maybe people do on Thanksgiving is watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
That's not really an event. Oh boy.
Yeah, which I did watch a little bit of. And
you were gone for a minute.
Oh, I saw the little banner pop up.
Uh-huh.
So you might watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade for a little bit. And that's not much of an event, but it's something. And then I think a lot of people watch football, right? Also on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, but I watch football every weekend.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Just because you put it during the afternoon on a Thursday doesn't make it special.
It's true.
You forced me to watch the Cowboys on national TV once a year. Oh, what a holiday.
Is it always the Cowboys?
It's always the Cowboys and the Lions, not playing each other. Just those are the two teams that play.
Really?
Uh-huh. And then there's a third game every year that isn't either of those teams.
Okay. Huh.
But that's just the NFL wants more people to watch, and so they just do more games.
Sure.
That's not special.
There you go.
I'm just saying, like Thanksgiving needs to step it up. Their main event is Black Friday, and that's actually the day after. It's not even the same day.
It's true.
There needs to be something big that you have to do on Thanksgiving to count it as a good holiday.
I get what you're saying. I totally do.
I mean, every Thanksgiving, Terry the turkey breaks into your house and leaves everyone a drumstick. Something like that. That's more of an event.
He's got a bag full of drumsticks, you're saying?
Yeah, he just hurls drumsticks at people. If you're a good boy, you get a drumstick.
Oh.
If you were a bad boy that year, you know what you get? Wing.
Oh, you still get some turkey though.
You get turkey, but you only get a wing. You don't get the drumstick. Everyone else is going to be chowing down on giant drumsticks, and you're over there picking meat off the little tiny. I hope this is good. Yeah, that's what they need to do to bump Thanksgiving back up. Right now, it's just above Arbor Day.
So in the future, no Thanksgiving specific Sushi Jackknife special.
No, I mean I'm for it. That would be a good event.
All right. Oh, that'd be something, right? We started a new tradition. Yeah, I like it. So now, for me, I think I don't know what it was. Something was different this year, and Thanksgiving has slid to the number 2 spot for me, and Christmas has superseded. Now, Halloween, I do love. However, the issue with Halloween is, and this is no one's fault, but just all of my family's birthdays fall right in there.
Yeah.
And it just that overshadows Halloween for me.
That's
We
a
still
specific
do.
that's
Yeah,
a specific you problem. It's not
totally.
everyone. What
Totally.
if everyone was like, it's really close to my birthday?
Yeah.
Like all birthdays are within a week of
Oh my
Halloween.
god. That'd be amazing. And also terrible.
Yeah, it would be the worst. Yeah. No, I get that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want my birthday or anyone's birthday near a holiday. My
It
family has spaced our birthdays out very well. We're nowhere near any real holiday
Yes. Good
except
job.
Easter, but that doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just there.
I mean, can you imagine if your birthday was on or around Christmas? How much that could ruin Christmas for you?
My father-in-law, his birthday is like, I'm trying to remember the date. He's never listening, so it doesn't matter what I say here. But near near
Right.
Christmas. And it is like every year it's the family's getting together for Christmas. Oh, hey, I have 2 presents right here for you. One of those is for your birthday. So, open
Yeah.
that whenever you want.
My
Enjoy.
my uncle's birthday is on Christmas Eve.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. It's kind of the worst because, like, who's going to go party with you on your birthday on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Nobody.
New
Nobody.
Year's Eve would probably be the worst.
That's
Because
pretty
like
bad. Yeah.
Christmas Eve, at least you're having like a family time.
Sure.
New Year's Eve, no one, including your family, wants to be having a birthday party. They want to, if they want to do something, they want to go out.
Right. Naturally.
And if you don't go out, anyone not going out on New Year's Eve wants to do nothing on New Year's Eve and just sit at home and wait for it to be midnight and then go to bed.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
There's no time for your birthday anywhere in that list of activities.
Right.
So you're on your own.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, that does sound depressing, doesn't it? Horribly depressing.
But you could have a birthday on Thanksgiving because then you get presents and then it's a real holiday. That would work.
That would work.
You know what? That's okay. That's how we bump it back up. Next year, I want everyone I know to give me a Thanksgiving present.
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be big. Just like a small Thanksgiving gift. We can have a Thanksgiving gift exchange. Then Terry the turkey hurls turkey legs at people, and we're all happy.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great. Sushi Jackknife, buddy.
Sushi Jackknife.